this is Ross Harrison from Precision Health and Fitness. And today I want to talk a little bit about warm ups. And this is sort of like everybody has their own idea of what warm ups are. So I want to just share a little bit about really what warm ups are designed to be, what they're not designed to be that people think they are, and one of the best benefits of a warm up that most people don't even use. So I'm going to start with what a warm up is supposed to be. A warm up literally is to warm up your body to prepare it for exercise. We probably all know that, but sometimes that gets misinterpreted. So it's like, oh, warm up is a time to stretch. And yes, especially if you have an injured area or an area with decreased mobility, you can stretch it some. And the rules are different. If you're an athlete, your warm up is going to be very different than if you're just training for health or other things. It's very different. I'm not going to talk about athlete specific or high power production because that goes more into you definitely don't want to do some stuff like static stretching unless you're doing things to increase dynamic movement afterwards. There's a lot of research about that, but not really important for what I'm going to cover today. In this case, like raising the core temperature of your body, you can do that however you want. If you like to, do some light walking, jogging, if you want to do some more active movement, stretching kind of stuff, okay. Not a big fan of like the ballistic, like really bouncy stuff. Like I wouldn't do a lot of like plyometric or jump rope kind of stuff unless you've already warmed up some first. A lot of people, especially athletes, have stages to their warm up. I know a lot of athlete warm ups are more challenging than most people's actually workout. Like they do all kinds of mobility drills and things that are challenging. But for just warming up, you could like take a hot bath or shower. Like that actually helps your body warm up a lot more than a lot of static stretching that people do. So what a warm up is not a time to increase your range of motion. That's not the goal. The goal is to prepare your body for exercise. Like traditional static stretching, usually you do ideally at the end of a workout or some other kind of stretching at the end of a workout is much more important. Does that mean don't stretch at all? No, but if you're doing light stretching that's relaxing, it's not actually warming up your body that much. So, take it for what you will, but if you know that you have places that are stiff and need a little extra attention, sure, do some stretching for those areas. But don't neglect getting your heart rate up, getting your blood flowing, warming up your core temperature, because that's what's really going to make your muscles more elastic, give you more resistance to being injured. You can work on range of motion, releasing, that's for other times. So the other thing that this is just one of those things that people don't think about is your warm-up is supposed to prepare you for the activity you're doing. So that means like if you're going for a run, if you're lifting weights, if you're playing in a sport, you should have different warm-ups for those activities because they have different needs. It's not you can have a base warm-up, sure. Like if you want to do 5 minutes on a treadmill. Before any of those activities, 5 minutes on a treadmill at whatever the right speed is for you is fine. But if you're going to go lift a bunch of upper body weights, it doesn't really do a lot for the muscles that you're training. It does some to increase your core temperature. Sure, that's great. You got that one out of the way. The other part is you want to actively warm up the muscles you're going to use. So it doesn't mean challenge them really hard, but it does mean use them. Move them through their full range of motion. Get, your blood moving through them. Get some contraction, release. It's preparing for your activity. So I would say and the more similar it is to the activity, sort of the better. If you're going to go out for a run, great warm-up is walking and slowly increase the speed until your body's ready to go harder. Like that's simple. Anybody can do that. Is that a great warm-up for, swimming, like competing in a swim event or, being a strength athlete or something. No. So you get the idea. Different, just think about what you're doing, what muscles you're using, and it doesn't have to be huge and complicated. Another factor is the more challenging the workout, the more you're stressing your muscles, the more intense it is. You want to spend a little bit more energy on and time warming up your body, making sure the muscles are ready to go. If you're doing something light and easy, like a recovery workout, you don't need much of a warm up at all, because your workout sort of is like a long warm up. So now the bonus, the thing that one of the main things, it's probably the primary thing, other than just being warmed up, that has value for people with a warm up. It gives you feedback. So if you're gonna lift weights, I would say whatever activity, if you're doing the same activity, doesn't mean you're doing the same exercise, but like if you're doing a resistance training day, have a resistance training warm up. If you do a lot of splits and you're doing like upper body one day, lower body the other day, yeah, sure, have a different warm up for upper body and lower body. But if you're just like, I typically, for the most part, yeah, I basically always do full body workouts. So I have people have one warm up they do for that type of workout. If they're doing a different type of workout, they have a different warm up for that. But whatever type of workout you have, keep the same warm up. And it can get a little tougher over time, but it doesn't have to. The big thing is, if you have the same warm up before an activity, you start to get a sense of exactly how your body feels while doing that warm up. Which also means, like, again, one of the things we don't like to think about, but our body is not set. We don't have like this level of function or activity or health. It's every day. We're a stock market graph. Every day we have ups and downs, even throughout the day. Some days you feel better, you have more energy. Some days you don't feel as good, and it could be mental fatigue, emotional fatigue, physical fatigue. Like, there's all kinds of fatigue, all kinds of issues we could have. Could have spent time outside and the allergies are really bad. Like that, everything's going to affect how your body performs. And a lot of time, the sense that we have, like, you can wake up, oh, I feel great, I have a lot of energy. And then you start your workout and you're like, I am weak, what's going on? Warm up will key you into that. If you have the same warm up, you'll start to get a sense, even if it's just a few simple exercises or movements, of how your body's feeling that day. Because clients do this all the time. They'll come in and be like, oh yeah, I feel great. They'll do their warm up and be like, wow, that was a lot harder than usual. So before you even start your workout, you can adjust potentially your whole routine, or you can adjust the intensity, or you can adjust things so you actually have a workout that supports where your body is that moment. Sometimes you may come in and be like, wow, that workout was super simple. Again, you can make adjustments to your workout from that, as opposed to, wow, that workout was really hard, I'm just going to do what I have planned anyway. And then you're struggling and you feel achy and uncomfortable and you may injure yourself. So that's the value of a warm-up. In addition to preparing your body for exercise, it prepares your mind to let you know what you're capable of that day. And if your workout matches what you're capable of, you have the most effective workout possible. So that's workouts. There's no right or wrong or how to do it. Just increase core temperature, do some movements for the muscles you're going to use. You'll figure out what works for you. There is no one right or wrong way, but definitely stretch after. You can do some stretching before, but regardless of what you do, you want to stretch after every workout, because you work out, you exercise, your muscles get tighter. If you don't do anything after, they'll stay tighter and they'll get stiffer. Stretching after is huge. So I know this is about warm-ups, but can't say enough, stretch after every workout. So that's it. Some tips to maximize your workouts and keep you feeling good and healthy. Hope you have a great day, and I'll be back later. Bye-bye.